Most founders work 8 0-hour weeks. They wake up thinking about the business. They fall asleep thinking about the business. Their life becomes a footnote to their company.
But what if that's completely backwards? What if the best founders are the ones who work the least?
Today's guest has built 3 companies to scale while working only 4 hours a day. 4 hours. That's less than half a full-time job. And her companies are dramatically more successful than those run by founders working 80 hours a week.
This isn't about doing less. It's about doing more with less time. It's about leverage, architecture, and understanding that CEO time is the most valuable resource a company has. I want to start with something most founders don't calculate: the cost of their time. Founders operate at massive leverage. Every hour you spend has outsized impact on the company.
Why do most founders waste their time on low-leverage tasks then?
Because they don't know what high-leverage work actually is. They think everything they do is important, but the opposite is true. If you're involved, it probably isn't scaled yet.
So the goal is to not be involved in anything that's scaled?
Exactly. Your job is not to do work. Your job is to create conditions where work gets done better without you. You're an architect, not a laborer. An hour spent on the right thing might generate $100K in value. An hour on email? Maybe $100. That's a 1,000x difference.
So the question is, what's the right thing to spend your time on? Walk us through your 4-hour framework. What does a day actually look like?
A 4-hour CEO day has 4 types of time: decision time, relationship time, strategy time, and learning time. 1 hour each, spread across the week.
Tell me about decision time.
Decision time is for the big decisions only. I batch these once a week, 1 hour making decisions that move the needle. Everything else gets decided at the team level.
What counts as an emergency?
Something that affects revenue or safety. Otherwise, it's just a request. Emergencies are fundamental threats or safety issues. Nearly everything else should be handled by the team.
What about relationship time?
Relationship time is spent with key customers and team members. This is about real rapport, not management. These relationships keep the company together and are high leverage.
3rd hour?
Strategy time is 1 hour a week, thinking about where the company is going, no meetings, just reflection. It's where the vision is refined and big picture questions get answered.
And the 4th hour?
Learning time, 1 hour a week, reading, listening to podcasts, talking to other founders. This isn't about the day-to-day, it's about trends and what's possible.
So that's 4 hours a week?
4 hours total. Everything else gets delegated, automated, or eliminated. Most days I'm not working on the company at all, just checking in or answering a few emails.
How do you get away with working only 4 hours a week on the company?
Systems and standard operating procedures. Every process is documented, every decision maker is clear, every problem has a playbook.
Walk me through an example. How does customer support work if you're not involved?
We have a head of customer support who owns that function completely. They hire, set standards, and solve problems according to our operating procedures.
What if they make a bad decision?
We discuss it in our monthly alignment meeting. I give feedback and we adjust, but I don't get involved in daily decisions. The key is setting a system where good decisions get made without me.
If everything gets delegated, what does the CEO actually do?
3 things: set vision, hire the right people, and make the big bets. Everything else can be delegated.
But don't founders need to be involved in product?
No, they need an opinion, but not to design or approve every decision. I set the vision of success, but my head of product owns product direction.
How do you know when to override them?
Only when a fundamental mistake is being made about the company's direction or customer needs. That happens very rarely.
4 hours includes all meetings?
All CEO time includes all meetings. If I have a 1-hour meeting, that's my decision-making time for the week. I'm ruthless about meetings. Almost everything is async.
Don't you lose a lot by not meeting?
Actually, communication improved. People write things down, think clearly, and solve problems before bringing them to me. Meetings are a cost in leverage.
Do your teams feel disconnected from you?
No, we have a strong culture because it's based on values and communication, not proximity. People are trusted to make decisions and act on values.
You're working 4 hours. But are those the hardest 4 hours?
Absolutely. Those hours are for peak high cognitive tasks. I do them in the morning when my brain is fresh, before checking email or taking meetings.
What about the rest of your time?
I work on other things: investing, advising, side projects. The system lets me have mental space for this, and it actually benefits the main company by keeping my thinking fresh and engaged.
Do you recommend this to other founders?
Absolutely. The principle is, work on what only you can do. Delegate everything else, and build a system that doesn't need you. You're necessary for vision and hiring, unnecessary for everything else.
How did you develop this framework?
By burnout. I was running my first company the traditional way, 8 zero-hour weeks, always on. I stepped back, and my team stepped up. The company actually got better and more profitable.
Did the company grow faster?
It did. Year 4 was our best growth year, and I was working less. My job wasn't to do more work, but to create the conditions for the organization to do good work without me.
What about your second and third companies?
I applied the framework from day one. Each company scaled faster and required less of my direct time as the framework improved.
Does the framework work at every size?
It does, but what fills those 4 hours changes. At $1 MARR, the CEO is in product, sales, finance. At $100 MARR, it's strategy, board management, culture.
How do you transition at each stage?
By hiring and promoting aggressively. As soon as someone can take over a function, they do it. Scaling means letting go of things you're good at and focusing on what only you can do.
What about culture? Doesn't the CEO need to be more involved?
Culture is set by hiring and values, not by the CEO's daily involvement. Autonomy builds culture, micromanagement kills it.
How do you decide what gets your attention and what doesn't?
My rubric. Does this require my judgment? Is there leverage? Is this something only I can do? If yes to all, I do it. If not, I delegate or eliminate.
Give me examples of things you do.
Annual strategy, quarterly business reviews, final hiring decisions for executives, major pricing changes or pivots. Everything else gets delegated.
What's something you don't do that a traditional CEO would?
I don't write performance reviews, approve budgets for individual functions, sign off on day-to-day decisions, or have weekly one-on-ones. I delegate all of that. This builds accountability.
How do you think about leverage?
Leverage is output divided by input. Most CEO work is low leverage. Strategy or a great hire has massive leverage. A single hour or a single executive can create millions in value.
How do you know what high leverage looks like?
You ask, if I don't do this, what happens? If someone else can do it, it's low leverage. If it's a decision only you can make, that's high leverage.
So the framework is really just do only high leverage work.
Yes. If you eliminated 80% of CEO activities, the company would be fine. Actually, better. The CEO would be rested and focused on what matters.
Rapid fire? What's the hardest part of the 4-hour CEO?
Letting go. Trusting people to do things differently than you would.
What's the best part?
Sanity, sleep, energy, and being good at what you do because you're not exhausted.
How much does this rely on having good people?
Completely. If you have bad people, this doesn't work. You have to hire obsessively and upgrade over time if needed.
Do you ever regret the time away from the company?
Never. I'm more effective working 4 hours focused than I was working 80 hours distracted.
Can someone new to founder apply this?
Not immediately. You need to build the systems first, but you should start thinking about it from day one.
This is really about making yourself replaceable, isn't it?
Exactly. The goal is to make yourself redundant. If you're irreplaceable, you're a bottleneck. If you're replaceable, the company can function without you.
Isn't that scary? What about legacy?
It's scary, but that's the point. My fingerprints are on the strategy, culture, and hiring. The day-to-day fingerprints are someone else's, and that's fine.
Esme, close us out. What should every founder understand about time and leverage?
Your time is not unlimited. Identify what only you can do, protect those hours, and delegate, automate, or eliminate the rest. This is strategic, not lazy. Leverage is the secret to scaling without burning out.
What's the risk of this approach?
The risk is delegating to the wrong person or setting up the wrong system. But you can fix that. The risk of not doing this is burning out and making bad decisions.
Should every founder adopt the 4-hour framework?
Not necessarily 4 hours, but the principle work on what only you can do. Build systems that don't need you. This will set you free.
Everyone listening, your job is not to work hard. Your job is to create value. And you create the most value when you're working smart, not hard. 4 hours or not, apply the principle.
Great companies are built by founders who are sharp, rested, and focused, doing a few things well, not everything poorly.